I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Scott Asai. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, great pleasure to connect with you, Scott. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm actually in Santa Monica, California, United States.
Oh, sweet. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I believe we connected on LinkedIn, so I would say networking as an entrepreneur. That's what I would put my hat on.
Ooh, so who did you learn that skill from?
I really believe like networking is something I consider part of my lifestyle. I don't consider it a goal. It's something I always want to do. And no matter where I am in my career, I consider that the greatest asset in my career.
Now tell us about what you do as an entrepreneur, please.
Sure. Just recently, I opened a online SAT, ACT test prep company where I have tutors working around the nation. And I primarily do the customer service and managing of the tutors. And I did that because I worked at a test prep company for about a year or so. And I kind of, as an entrepreneur, you study the business model, you study the market. And when you feel like you can do it better, then you go out and build a better mousetrap.
Wow, look at you. Wow, so how has it been going thus far?
It's good. It's going to be a little bit slow at the beginning because it's all about developing partnerships with schools. Schools really are the gatekeepers for parents and students in high school. And so it's a little bit of a prospecting process, but I believe it's long-term wise, it's going to work out well.
You'll love it. The visionary, Scott Asai. You're hearing it live here. Now, where can we go to connect with what you're doing, find out more?
Sure. It's growingforward.net/academy. That's my site, and really everything's there to know about what the company is about and also how to contact me.
Now, you spoke about this being something that definitely will start slow and then get going. So there are the challenges, right? Well, the challenges never stop. Nevertheless, why will you continue to repeat the skill of entrepreneurship, Scott?
I've always loved to build things. Ever since I graduated high school and went into college, I always had this vision of being a business owner. Coming from my family, 4 of the 5 of my family members have been business owners at some point in their life. So maybe it's in my blood. But I love to start things, and I love to build things and build people too. And so I feel like this is the business for me right now. But maybe a year from now, it might be a different answer.
Yeah, which is cool, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Well, tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Yeah, I would say the first thing that came to my mind is morning workouts. I try to work out about 5 times a week, sometime in the morning, around maybe anywhere from 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning before I start my day. And it's been something that I feel like has been a discipline and something that I really is non-negotiable unless I'm sick or injured. And I really feel like I actually use that to give me the energy to get through the day.
How does that make you feel?
It's always a good feeling after the workout. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get out of bed, but I've never heard anyone who's gone to the gym and regretted going for it afterwards.
Why would you suggest to someone that's listening, an entrepreneur, an upcoming entrepreneur, one that is working all the time, why they should do what you're doing by making sure your fitness is in gear?
I really feel like there's a direct connection biologically and mentally. When you're not in physical shape, it really affects the performance, both of your mind and your body. And so if you start out the day by doing something to really get your body in shape, then it really affects how you are able to focus and produce for the rest of the day.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live here from Scott Asai. Again, you can reach out to him. Tell us the website one more time, Scott.
Sure, it's growingforward.net/academy.
There we go. Well, Scott, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Scott, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I actually think it's going to Disneyland around 5 years old with my family and grandparents.
Ooh, so why do you think this memory is so clear, and how do you see it connecting to who you are today?
Well, a couple of reasons. One, there's a picture that I have in a boat on a ride in Disneyland when I was about 5, so that reminds me. But the main thing is that nowadays I have a family, a wife, and 2 young kids, and we actually have annual passes, so we go to Disneyland almost once a week.
Wow.
And it's something that is really special to our family. We really make a concerted effort to make sure that we do that.
That's amazing, right? Like how that connected, right? Like you went and now your family is going. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. My daughter's actually 5 years old right now. So.
Wow. So do you look at her wondering if this is the memory that would stick sometimes?
Possibly. I mean, she's gone more times than I have, probably. So I'd hope so.
That's amazing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
I love the idea of legacy. You spoke about your other family members being entrepreneurs, and that definitely is valuable, as well as the value that goes together with the family, the aspect of building values from that. And to see that you were taken to Disney World by, you said your grandparents were there, right?
Oh, yeah, my parents and grandparents.
Yeah, to see that model and to see you modeling that now, and even just the model of the multiplication, right? I mean, you went that time and probably other times, but I mean, as you said, you guys are going every year now, right? Which is pretty fascinating how those things connect, to see now that you're doing the entrepreneurship as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, very much so.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
I was raised really on Motown, and so R&B was definitely my favorite genre. I would say, favorite song, I'd say something by New Edition, maybe Candy Girl, or If It Isn't Love. That's what it kind of comes to mind.
Yeah, it's amazing how you could connect the names and the artists of songs. I mean, you're definitely the New Edition. And what was the love thing you just said? If it's not love?
If it isn't love.
Yeah, it's so important, right? Like with the family, right? If it isn't love, then how important is it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Well, Scott, we've arrived at our destination now, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Scott?
Sure, let's go.
Scott, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Not one particular person. I would hope it would be my kids, though.
Yeah. Well, you said you're married and you have 2 children. Is it boy and a girl, or 2 boys, 2 girls? Okay.
No, 1 boy, 1 girl. Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
When there's a basketball game on, yes.
And what about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, less than 8 hours a day.
Scott, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook thereafter. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And the idea is you answer questions similar to these to then connect you, hopefully, to your own unique real statement. I'm intrigued to know, Scott, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement that represents Scott Asai, what would you say that is?
I mean, sort of like a motto?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I mean, the one that pops up to my mind right now, I already mentioned it before, is networking is a lifestyle. Something that I really believe that what's most important to me is relationships. And so rather than make that something I check off a box, I'd rather just be part of my life.
Love it, Scott. This was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just say that, for those of you who are wanting to pursue something, don't live with regret and not do it. Just try it. I always believe that I can live with failure, but I can't live with regret. So when you're 80 years old and you look back on your life, you don't want to regret that you didn't try something. I'd much rather say I tried, I failed, I learned from it, rather than just say I was too scared to try.
Well, Scott, that actually sounded more like your own unique real statement than the one you gave us before, right? I can live with failure, but I can't live without trying. Is that what you said?
I can live with failure, but I can't live with regret.
I can live, there it is, my friend. Scott, this was a great pleasure. Thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.